Hey, Miss Vonnie, how you doing? Hey, Cher, you voted early? Awesome. Awesome, Cher. Awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, this is not going to be a long live at all. Hey, Marsh, baby. You voted early too, Miss Vonnie. I on purpose waited to vote today. I wanted to vote on election day. I don't know why I felt that in my heart, but I just really wanted to stand up and be counted today. And my whole family voted early. Even the 20-year-old, we are ready. I know that's right, Shell. That is awesome. I noticed a lot of young people, politicking. A lot of young people, being concerned about the voting and the way this country has been run. So I noticed a big push on social media from a lot of young people. Advocating for young people such as themselves, to go out and vote, to stand up and be counted. You see what I'm saying? You voted early too much, baby. That's awesome. Well, I just want to hop on and let you guys know that if you haven't voted early, today is the day. We need to get out in numbers. I don't think the number they said that the highest voter turnout amongst black people was during the 2012 election, and of course that was the Barack Obama era election. And since then, the vote has been on the decline. They said that a little over 50% of Black Americans voted. The last presidential election. A lot of us know why that is. There's a lot of propaganda going around. Telling Black people that your vote doesn't count. It don't matter, all this and all that, urging, black people in particular not to go vote. We know but if you know your history in this country, you know that your black vote absolutely counts. Because if it did not count, they would not make it so hard for you to do so. We know that a lot of us realize that a lot of our ancestors fought and died to have the right to vote. It was not until the 15th Amendment was ratified, the Constitution of the United States. There were two amendments towards black people, one till 1964. I mean, and it was ratified again. That made it a little easier for black people to vote, but even today, 2020, there's a lot of gerrymandering going on. There are a lot of polling locations that have been closed in a lot of black neighborhoods, making it harder for you to transport, for black folks to be transported to polling areas. There's a lot of misinformation around here in Tennessee in particular. We know that it has always been a stressful time when you have such an election such as this going on in the South. We all know the history of the South in particular when it comes to voting. A lot of our elders have, died trying to go to the polling station. And I hope that we all feel an obligation to go out and vote, if nothing more, than the love for your ancestors, the love for our elders that literally fought for our right to vote. That's pretty much what I wanted to hop on here and say. Hey, Miss Morgan, how you doing? I voted. If that crew can wait in line for a Popeye's chicken sandwich, they should be. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. Uh, March, baby. I just want us to realize. I just want to, do my part. It's never a popular thing when you come on and talk about, a thing like this, and that's fine. It's just that if you have the ability to vote, please go out and do so today. I think we need to vote like our life depends on it, because for many of us, our life absolutely depends on it. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like I was looking at a video yesterday from Willie D Live, and he said that if Donald Trump is reelected, he could be this country's first dictator. He's absolutely right about that, because we know that he is going for Vladimir Putin status. He wants to pretty much run this country like Putin runs Russia, and that is a very dangerous thing. For that to happen. Even those people, even during the Revolutionary War, the war was fought because America, a lot of Europeans didn't want to be under any kind of rule anymore. They didn't want no more kings and queens ruling over them. So they came over here to this country, wanting freedom. And we know the history of this country. They then went on to enslave, still enslave many of our ancestors. And I never could reconcile my mind with that fact. If you're running away from slavery, why then would you want to enslave other people? We know the history of this country. Like I said, it's really tense around here right now. Um, I don't think there's been this much tension when it comes to a president election in decades. Like I really don't. Trump is. I seen him on the news this morning saying that the riots could break out in one of these states around here that are not that normally vote Republican. So there are a lot of people threatening violence on this election day because a lot of people, want him elected. For the life of me, I can't understand why. But a lot of his diehard supporters are, they feeling away today. And hey, Miss Philadelphia, how you go? You voted at 6 a.m. Amen. Amen. Go ahead on, Miss Philadelphia. I had to make this. Yeah, I came on early, real quick, not to beat anybody in the ground. We've been talking about this election year since this year started. We are in the midst of a global pandemic. And even today, and I think that's the reason why, voter turnout was so the early voting turnout was so high. They're trying to do everything they can to not count the mail-in ballots, and that is why on purpose, and as well as the early voting, that is why I've on purpose chose to, for a couple of reasons to go out and vote today. That coupled with the fact that I always try to, sign up for, giving rides to people that don't have a ride to vote because we have to go outside of our community and my community, as a matter of fact, to vote because they changed the polling location. And but it's all this and all that kind of stuff that they do. Voter ID is required in my state in order for you to vote. And it's a whole lot of things that they doing to try to keep the black person from voting. So I always try to do my part. I hope that many of you are going to do your part. If somebody need a ride to vote, please offer them a ride. Whether they're at work right now, when they get off work, before they go to work, please be there for them. And so, yeah, because we have a right to vote. Miss Morgan said, I was glad to see Beyonce showing out for Biden and Harris. Did she? The Cubans down here, you must be in Florida. The Cubans down here are a whole trip. It's already heated up in Miami. Is that right? You voted Trump yesterday, Miss Elite. Well, guess what? If you're coming on here to troll, baby, it's absolutely your right to vote. Do you? Okay? I ain't even going to block you. I have no smoke for whoever you choose to vote for. That's on you. Do you? Do you? Do you see what I'm saying? But like I said, we know the history of these people. These people, instead of them, saying that they were wrong about voting in and standing behind 45, they will burn this country to the ground. They will let this man run this country in the ground so that they, in order for them not to admit that they were wrong about this guy. He was absolutely inept as a president of the United States of America. He is unqualified. Okay, there are some high school students that could do a better job when it comes to running this country than this man. Okay, that's just absolutely a lot of people my age. We used to have a civics class in school. I don't think they have civics class in school anymore. But if you took a civics class in high school, you could run this country. You know more about the inner workings of this country than this thing does. But that man, he is the perfect example of white privilege. Okay, he is the shining star. He is at the forefront. He is the poster child for white privilege, okay? And white privilege and white ignorance is the reason why, and a lot of black ignorance too, because let's not forget our brothers and sisters that had the gall, moreover, black men that are still standing behind him right now, as well as they did the last election. And I think that that is so unfortunate, but it's absolutely your right to vote for who you want to vote for. That's why I said, so if you want to troll it, okay, do you, because the day we gonna see. The day we gonna see. Hey, Brand. Miss Ali, I don't blame you for not showing your picture. Child, you know, you have to be out of your mind. We are in the midst of a global pandemic. We got a president of the United States dismantled the pandemic team that Obama has put in place. Obama was talking about this pandemic in 2016. That's why he formed. That's why he got gathers those people together for that pandemic response team. As soon as Trump got into office, he dismantled the pandemic response team that Trump had put in place in 2016. You know, he's downplayed it. He didn't want to wear a mask. He still feel a way about a mask even to this day. You know, but and then people are blindly following him. Brandy got that person out here. I wasn't gonna get him out. I wasn't going to get them out. I don't even care, you know, because it is what it is. But, you know, I hope that they won't allow him to steal this election because I know that more than half of this country want him out of there. Okay, if nothing more than how he chose to respond to a global pandemic. You downplayed a global pandemic. You know, the things that he said about downplaying the global pandemic were exposed. Like, how much do you need? How much more do you need? Y'all please hit that like button. If you will. Hit a button. Just hit a button. Hit any button. Okay? Oh, I don't even care at this point. This ain't even about that. But yes, all that, you know, he's run the economy in the ground. He took us away from the Paris climate change, that whole thing. He doesn't believe in climate change. It's just so much. It's just so the economy. Our relationships with other countries. Our country is looking real bad right now, and in my opinion, this country cannot withstand 4 more years of a Donald Trump administration. And this is just how I feel about it, and a lot of people feel about it. I have never seen so many, even down here in the South, in the state of Tennessee, you can ride around in certain neighborhoods that are predominantly white, and they have Biden Harris, the little things out in their yard, because a lot of people know, black and white, know that he needs to go. He needs to go. But for black people, it is imperative that we vote like our life depends on it. Because like I said, for many of us, our life does depend on it. I'm sure many of y'all, heard what Jared Kushner, they want to manage black people's lives. Okay? We are adults. We are the heads of our families. We don't need anybody advising our lives. I was so shocked to find out people like Ice Cube, even that little idiot, what probably ain't never voted a day in his life, Lil Wayne, you got up at Kanye West, all of these people standing behind these black men, and women standing up and in favor, wanting black people to vote for an administration that is clearly racist, that is clearly against you, that is clearly against you. And he is the head of this country, and he incited a whole lot of this violence that's going and protesting that's going on right now. That's going on right now. It is because of him. It is because he refused to denounce white supremacy, the white supremacist organizations that have flourished under his administration. And so it's just horrible. A lot of people are predicting violence tonight. A lot of people are. A lot of people are predicting. Again, Trump is already throwing subliminal messages. You're right about that, Ms. Cruiser. Yes, he is. Cheryl said, I'm concerned about his cult members getting violent tonight. Says, absolutely. But my issue is, let me tell you something. We know that Trump stole this last election. I'm not just saying this. Everybody knows this, right? So my thing is, how are you going to try to steal it this time? What are you going to try to do? Because we know that he's been losing his mind about, mail-in ballots and all of this and all of that, And then it is because, and then I think that a lot of people, they hated Hillary Clinton so much that they voted for Donald Trump. Do you see what I'm saying? But Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, the electoral college went against the wishes of the country. Because if Hillary Clinton won the electoral college vote, how in the world? I mean, I'm sorry, she won the popular vote. I apologize. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. So how's it that the electoral college, which is mostly made up of men, how did they turn around and put Trump in office? Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's crazy. It's crazy to me. And how he did that, that was coupled with male white privilege, also a failed white male patriarchy. All of that, all of this is the perfect storm. The perfect storm that's been placed upon this country for 4 years. And it's time to make a change, in my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. You know, Mike Green Eye says a new study says those quote unquote no mask campaign rallies are linked to 30K COVID cases and 700 deaths. He's killing his supporters. Ain't that something? But even though that's going on, Mike, they're still behind him. They're still voting for him. A lot of small businesses that have been lost because of this global pandemic, because of because of the lack of a proper response from our government, from our presidency, will never come back. People have lost their jobs, their literal lives, and so much more under this presidency. And it don't make no sense. Golden Rule said, and Olivia, there is a TED video about what happens if the loser of a presidential doesn't concede the election. It is absolutely mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. You're absolutely right, and that is why he is predicting violence. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that you can't have enough class about yourself to bow out gracefully. That says a lot about you. Okay. So, but yeah, you're right about that golden rule. There's a process. So yeah, but we're gonna see in a couple of hours, what's gonna go on, and I'm just praying that all of us, like I said, get out and vote, like our life depends on it, cause it does. The life of this country depends on it. And a lot of black people feel like they ain't a part of the United States, yet still you've been born and raised here in the United States of America. I think it's a shame for black people not to feel like their voice can't be counted. I think it's a shame that a lot of black people feel that even though they are Americans, Native Americans, even because you are black Americans, ADOS, if you will, born and raised here from generations to generations, you don't feel that you're a part of this country simply because of the system of white supremacy racism. That is beyond me. Okay, because I teach my people, and we all know this, a lot of us know this, that our blood is in this soil. And we have just as much right to vote and live at peace, and we are deserving of equality because our ancestors we died for it in these wars. Okay, our ancestors helped build this country. Literally off the backs of the slave was this country raised up. And yet and still a lot of us feel that we are not a part of this country. And that is beyond me, because your blood is in this soil, just like theirs is. You have every right. You have every right to demand equality, to demand your right to vote. Why do you think they do everything in the world to keep you from doing it? Because they want you to think that you don't count. They want you to think that this is not your country. But this is absolutely your country. I'm afraid for this country if he wins again too. And then it's making me, and I really, in the back of my mind, and I try to knock it out of my mind, that they want him to win again. All of this is just a show. They want us to have a dictator. They want this to be the fall of the United States of America. We have seen over history, many, many, many empires fall. And this country is still young compared to a lot of other countries across the globe. This country is still a young country like I said, compared to many other countries. And I see it's not taking us long at all to run this country in the ground. Okay, because of white supremacy, racism, number one, because they refuse to atone for their original sin. What is their original sin? Their original sin is slavery. You know, all of our ancestors, the blood of our ancestors, they refuse to atone for that. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's running this country in the ground because they refuse to admit that they were wrong. Okay? But you have to reconcile with God's children. You have to atone for that. But before they do that, like I said, you get people like Trump that's willing to run this country in the ground. And he need to go. I'm not saying that Biden is no different, but at least he can stabilize it. He can stabilize this country again so that our children can be here, can have a future just a little while longer. That is what I look forward to. You know, I hate when I start thinking about our country getting so bad that I want to leave. Because I know my ancestors fought, died, and bled, and their blood is in the soil. I know that I am an American. I am an ADOS American. Okay? And I am proud of that. I am proud of my ancestors. Because if my ancestors wasn't strong enough to withstand slavery, my bloodline would have been gone, and I never would have been here. But my bloodline is surviving and thriving in this country. And we got every right to be here. You should never let nobody tell you that you are not American if you are black. Because yes, you are. You got roots in this soil. You got blood in this soil. You got the body of your ancestors in this soil. And I would never, ever, ever let anybody tell me that I am not an American. I am not ADOS American. And that means something. It means something that our ancestors, our elders, fought so hard for us to have the right to vote. It means something today, and it's unfortunate that a lot of us feel like our vote doesn't count. That it means something. It's horrible. It's horrible to treat a whole race of people that helped build this country. It's horrible. It's horrible the way they try to keep us down. It don't make no sense. That is why I'm so passionate about this conversation, about black people getting out to vote. And I didn't even mean to take it there, but it just really burns my britches. It hurts my feelings. It's so unfortunate. I'm so sick of seeing 45 on the news. We have been talking about him since before he was elected. Every single day he is on the news. Ain't y'all sick of this man? I am sick of him. I'm sick of looking at him. I have never seen so much propaganda in my whole entire life. It is ridiculous. And it is beyond me how anybody in this country can still rally behind him. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's beyond me. It is beyond me. And so anyway, you know, I'm just urging everybody at the end of the day to please get out and vote. You know, please get out and vote. Like I said, like your life depends on it. You don't want people telling you, you know, what to do. You don't want people telling you how to run your life. Ain't nobody telling me how to run my life. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And for people to feel that they have that much power over you is beyond me. It is beyond me. A lot of those people have always felt that they own us because of the history of slavery in this country. They have always felt that way. They have always felt that you know, we don't you know, have a right to live and thrive under this country's rule. But that is what a democratic society is supposed to be. Everybody is supposed to live equally, you know, and have the ability to thrive equally. But we know that for as long as we've been here, we've had a foot on our back. But that's okay. Because every dog has its day. All right? That's all I'm saying. And I didn't mean to get so emotional about it, but it hurts my feelings when I hear any black person say that they're not going to vote or that they feel like that their vote don't count. It obviously counts. Because if it didn't count, like I said at the top of the video, they wouldn't work so hard to keep you from doing it. Do you see what I'm saying? We all know the history. A lot of us know the history. You know, they don't even want to tell you your history. They want you to continue to be sheep and stay asleep. But if you know anything about your history, anything about your family's history, you will refuse to stay asleep, and you will stand. Okay? You will stand. You will take a stand for your future, if nothing else. For the future of your kids. Every time I look at my nieces and nephews, I feel so bad for them because their whole social life is constructed around school. They can't even go to school. They can't go to school if they want to put their life on the line. You know, my nephew, he want to go to school so bad, but he just can't. My oldest nephew, the little ones, it is what it is. But every time I look at him, I feel so bad for him. Hey, Season of the Witch. Hey, Nisha Mars. Hey, everybody. I feel so bad for him because he's not one of these, these little fellas that's on the street corner. He's not one of these little fellas where his, people don't care about him and he can go out and do whatever. His social life literally is surrounded by school. And he can't even do that. He a good boy. Much in part because of the response or lack of response that we have had from this administration via this global pandemic. The numbers are on the rise on a daily basis because we know that winter's coming. Winter's here, in my opinion. It's real cold. I almost had to cut my heat on this morning. And every day that it grows colder and stays colder, we got the flu coupled with a stronger COVID-19. Because they say it's mutated. The virus is mutated and it's worse. So all of that coupled with the fact that people don't care. Some people don't care enough to even wear a mask. A lot of people do. But I still go out and see people that refuse to have a mask on. You refuse to. You down south like me, the witch. Yeah, it's cold down here. I was dirty about to cut my heat on this morning. I don't want to cut it on yet, but I'm about to be forced to because it's cold. You have a beautiful day. I know that's right, Miss Morgan. I know that's right. So I want to hop on real fast and, just, let you guys know how important it is to vote. And the decision is yours. Just please vote. It's absolutely imperative. There has not been a more important election, in my opinion, in decades. In decades. This election right here is going to determine the status of our country. Because our country is looking so bad right now to the rest of the world. It's so incompetent in the eyes of the rest of the world. And the confidence in the United States that other countries have. There are a lot of countries in the world that depend on the United States of America and its democracy. But we are looking so bad because of who we need to get out of office right now. It is incredible to me. Like he's destroyed so many relationships with other countries. China, just to name a few. He's insulted so many countries, so many heads of states throughout this globe to where it's just incredible to me. He wants to wrap us up in a whole dysfunctional bubble and pick us off one at a time. That's the way I see it. That is the way I see it, And so, yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy, but we have to do our part. We have to do our part. And then it kills me when people be like, well, I don't care what's going to happen. You should care. You live here. You should care. You should care what happens. Because everything that happens affects us in some kind of way. It's going to trickle down to you. Even if you are homeless and on the street, it affects you. Good morning, Renee 19. How you doing? You just got home from voting. Well, I'm on my way out, but I had to just, I feel obligated to come in and make this little quick video. And I know it's not always a popular thing to talk about, but me as an American, I had to, this is me doing my part, my online part, but I'm finna take out my butt out the door, and do my offline part. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, but I really just want to mention of, a couple of things, especially historically. It is, I don't even see how, if you have the ability to vote and you are, ADOS American, if you are black in America and you have the ability to vote, why would you not do so? because of our history, you know. And so I don't even want anybody under the sound of my voice, if you are black, particularly in the United States of America, to think that you are not worthy of calling yourself a ADOS American, a black American, because you are worthy. Because like I said, our blood is in this soil just as much as theirs. And we have a right to be counted. Now that's how I feel about it. I don't care what nobody say. If you are here, you have a right to be counted. Why would you not vote? A lot of people, a lot of black people say they ain't voting. I don't know why you wouldn't vote, Brandy. But we don't have that discussion of not voting around here in my family. Everybody that is of age to vote, they vote. It's absolutely your right to vote. Absolutely. And I hope you guys once again, and I'm gonna get off here, but please, go be counted. Because your vote matters. Now, I want to see what they're going to do because I just can't, even though he has, 45 has a base, I don't see how that base is going to be enough to carry him, this election. It don't make sense. Like I said, even down south, even in predominantly white neighborhoods, you see more Biden Harris, little stickers. It's not a sticker, but what do you call those things? Signs. Then you see Trump 2020 signs. And so a lot of people I'm keeping the faith too. A lot of people, black and white, know that this fool needs to go. He's made a mockery of this country. We look so ridiculous to other countries in the world. And he wants you to think that it don't matter. It does matter. It does matter. He even pulled out a freaking the Paris climate or whatever you call it. Don't too stupid to believe in climate change. Why do you think we having so many storms right now? It's because of climate change. You in the South too. It's completely divided in my state. Yeah, I'm in the South, and pretty much this is a Trump state. But like I said, even though this is a Trump state, you see a lot of people with Biden Harris stickers. So I think it's hopefully it'll be close. But this is a Trump state. All of our elected officials are Republicans, pretty much. They're all for Trump. And my family, it's not a discussion either. The whole not voting thing is offensive to I agree, Season, which is absolutely offensive. No, we don't have an option around. You're going to vote because that is your right. I done lost too many of my ancestors that I would even not even I never even met, but I still feel them in me, and I feel an obligation to my ancestors to do whatever it is that I can do, for my family to be counted. Because we are a part of this. You got a right to be a part of this. You have paid your dues to be a part of this. And it just burns my britches, when I hear black people feel like they are not a part of this country, even though they was born and raised here. It bothers me. It don't sit well with me. We said he was in my city on Sunday, and these people here went crazy for him. Wow, parking miles away. Yeah, absolutely. The Kentucky Senate race is important. Also, out here in Texas, these Trump supporters chased down a Biden bus on a highway, almost causing a wreck. Child, and that's another thing. Y'all please be careful out there. I live in a conservative state and a conservative county, very conservative. Absolutely, absolutely. Y'all please be safe out there, because tensions are going to be high all day. You know what I mean? Be safe. Watch your back. Try to avoid conflict at all costs. You know what I mean? We have a goal here, and the goal is not for you to be harmed in any way because you want to exercise your right to vote. That is not the goal. So please be conscious. Be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Because we have a lot of crazy people, a lot of blind followers that follow 45, and they are all in an uproar today. They feel a way. He has given them his marching orders. We all, see and hear his subliminal messages. He pretty much is on one. He is crazy. He is out of his mind. I don't know, that man is mentally ill. But I hope that 45 is going to lose his job today. I tell you that. I hope they're going to Show him his pink slip. All right. Escort him out of the White House by force if they have to, come January. But that's what needs to happen. And so we need to stand up and be counted. Like we really do. It's imperative. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off here. I didn't want to hold y'all long. I'm sorry if I repeated myself over and over again. That was not by mistake. It was on purpose. Because we really, 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 really need to get out to vote. We really, really, really need them to realize that, yes, our vote counts. We do have political power in this country. Our vote absolute counts. We need to stand up and make it so, especially in this time. But anyway, y'all have a nice day. I love you guys. Please hit that like button on your way out the door if you will. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and hit that notifications bell and click the all. You guys have a safe election day. Watch your back, watch your front, watch your side. You know what I mean? Folks is crazy in this country right now. By all means, please be careful. Good morning, right to be told. You voted Lady Week, I guess last week. You have a good day. Thank you so much, right to be told. And anyway, like I said, if y'all are going out to vote today, please be careful. Even if you're not going out to vote today, be careful. Tensions are high in this country right now, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It just don't make no sense. It's not even supposed to be this in 2020. We're not supposed to still be going through this. It's ridiculous. It don't make no sense. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Okay, y'all have a nice day. Bye-bye. Peace.